friends, welcome to another video. I'm sorry I'm doing laundry, but you guys saw my breakfast this morning. It was my oats with the Beam vegan protein, and then I added some plain Greek yogurt and frozen berries, and I just mixed it in there with almond butter on top. I was on the phone with my mom, so I didn't talk and explain it while I was making it, and I was tired. I went to church at 8:30 this morning, so now it is 10:06. I just got back, changed, made my coffee. Oh my gosh, that's really sweet. I put too much creamer in that. I just used the stock cold brew. I've honestly been preferring this over Starbucks. I think because it's less bitter. But that's the issue. I literally feel like I'm drinking milk and I chug it. And then I use this creamer, which is really freaking good, but also very sweet. There's like 60 servings in there, and one of those things lasts me like 2 weeks. I'm like, maybe I should be conscientious of my creamer consumption, but I'm gonna go get outside before it gets way too freaking hot. I'm honestly just having a chill Sunday. I need to get my nails fixed and just get my life together because I got back from San Diego a couple days ago and I have to leave again next week to go just a really quick trip. I'm going to Michigan for my grandfather's funeral. So that's that. Yesterday I really did not feel good. So I'll cover that in this video too. But I feel good today. We're gonna clean, we're gonna catch up on work, we're gonna be productive, gonna get my nails done with my sister. It'll be a good time. Okay, my camera's about to die. Are these? Making sure my other batteries are charged up. But I just went and got my nails done. I was supposed to meet up with my sister. She went to the wrong nail salon. Stopped. My nails have been growing so fast, and when I was in San Diego, they got so long. It was like literally hard to do anything. So I chopped them, and we just got very simple nails because I didn't want really like neon at my grandpa's funeral. And yeah, I was just feeling it. So I don't think I've ever gotten like nude nails, but I kind of like them. And now I am quite hungry, which actually feels good. So let's whip up some lunch. First thing, gonna dump these in the air fryer. So all that I do, I literally just do one of these like mini bags at a time. I don't know why they sent me these, but I don't know why cauliflower. I feel like it's more of like a winter veggie, but it has been hitting. Cooking spray, little salt, throw that in here. I just have it on high. It's about 10 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna cook up some of these sweet potatoes that I have prepped. And I made some barbecue chicken in the air fryer yesterday. Or air fryer, crock pot. Recipe is on my TikTok. Oh, we have it all cooked up. I just air fried the cauliflower and I'm adding a little bit of spinach. I'm just gonna mix it all together. There we have it. Just the sweet potatoes, cauliflower, put some spinach in there. I'm doing really good at getting my fiber in today. We love to see it. I just added tahini on top for a fat source. And yeah, I've been having this a decent amount recently. Don't mind me eating with the plastic fork. If you live alone, comment below. Do you use like the same dishes over and over again? I did this for a long time, like years ago. I would use the same bowl and the same fork, like literally just kept them in my sink. Or do you like constantly run the dishwasher? Because I feel like I'm always running the dishwasher because obviously I eat a lot of food. Sometimes I'm like, man, I should really just keep using the same dishes. Would save me time and save the planet. Okay, trying to keep this to just food, but I had to go pick some stuff up from my sister's because she's going on a work trip, and then we're meeting in Michigan for my grandpa's funeral. But I'm making a snack, so I'm just having one of these Two Good yogurts, which are 3 carb, 12 protein, and 2 fat. And then I'm having 2 caramel rice cakes with a fat spoonful of peanut butter. So that's what we're doing, just having a little snack, and then I'm gonna go on a little walk with Kara, some rest day steppies, because I feel like I've just been sitting all day. Another video of Lexi just in her kitchen, but it's okay. I'm showing you all my food, and I'm actually remembering today. So I just went on a walk with Kara. A lovely walk outfit, and I asked her if I should have a rice bowl or tacos for dinner, and she said tacos. So Kara, if you're watching this is for you. I have this random head of cabbage, and I taught myself how to make cabbage slaw. So I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. Easiest thing ever, okay? So you're just gonna cut your cabbage just very thin, okay? And we're just gonna like break it up in there. So, I need to clean my counters. You're gonna use tahini. And just put as much as you want. Garlic salt. Take a little bit of vinegar. And a little bit of lemon juice. So, do that. Massage the heck out of the cabbage until it is nice and soft. You could honestly make a big batch. I learned this when we made this like taco recipe from TikTok, and I had a lot of cabbage slaw left, so I just let it sit in the fridge, and then it gets really soft. So I recommend doing that, but I've done this a couple times this week. And then you have a nice little slaw. And there is the final product. So I just have more chicken under there because I need to finish all that chicken before my trip. The cabbage slaw, avocado, a little bit of cojita cheese, and then I just love some basic bitch chunky salsa, okay? And then some summer squash on the side. I put some in there too. I have been on 2 dates now since I moved to Austin. So it's not like I'm like dating around, okay? But since I moved to Austin, where we got tacos on the first date. And I'm sitting here, about to go in my room and like wrap up a little bit of work. But I'm sitting here eating these tacos, and I'm like, this is literally the worst first date food. Who looks good eating a taco? Maybe that's why they do it. They're like, the one who looks cute eating a taco on their first date, like she's mine. I obviously wouldn't do good on that test though. And I've yet to not be like followed up with for a second date. I don't know. Don't eat tacos on your first date, okay? So should let you know, I took it upon myself to finish this container of watermelon. So I did eat that whole thing today. I just prepped like a very little bit of rice because I don't eat it that much, but sometimes I like don't have carbs on hand, and Trader Joe's hasn't had jasmine rice there. So this is probably like 1 or 2 days worth of jasmine rice. And I'm just trying to not eat as many processed things. I'm not saying like no processed foods. I'm just saying more whole foods to help with my gut. If I'm having any like crazy issues, it's something we all should prioritize anyways. And I know I feel so much better, but just little things like not putting sugar-free syrup on a lot of things and, you know, having less artificial sweeteners, just having more whole foods on things just like bread and like cereal and whatever. And you know, gluten-free bread, I should disclaim, just tends to be very, very processed versus other, like if you don't have celiac and can eat normal bread, you can get breads that aren't as processed. But I just want to be careful. So things like dairy are typically fine for me. I've really never had an issue with artificial sweeteners, but they do breed bad gut bacteria. So right now I'm just really focusing on like the daily habits. So really getting enough sleep, optimizing my circadian rhythm, which I've been working on, but obviously got really out of whack traveling and just with all of my family stuff going on. So yeah, I finished my meal. I have one more. It's 7:15 right now. So really focusing on like winding down my nighttime routine. And again, this isn't like, oh, I have crazy gut issues or crazy hormone issues or anything like that. I will review my blood work here when I finish up my food. But I hate how like gut issues are almost normalized now, and like bloating is normalized. Like it's not normal. It's not normal. It's all over my like TikTok and Instagram. Like, oh, I'm the girl with the gut issues. Oh, like I have bad digestion. I'm like, that's not pleasant, and no one should have to live like that. So anyways, I'm just doing everything that I can to optimize mine, things that I should be doing anyways. And I just want to make sure that I'm eating enough is the other big thing. I think a lot of people who have hormone issues or gut issues don't realize that for those things to be optimized, all the processes that need to happen in your gut to happen for your body to produce, regenerate, etc. Hormones, like that takes energy. And I know for myself, again, like I talked about in my last video, I'm very mindful about getting in enough food. But especially on like days where I'm really busy, or even like days where I'm sitting around, like rest days and I'm just working a lot, it's really easy for me to just go to convenient things and probably end up under eating. So I just want to make sure I'm getting in enough food too. But yeah, if you are dealing with hormone stuff, gut stuff, whatever, focus on the habits first. There is absolutely nothing new to see over here. We have our creamer ice, frozen blueberries, almond butter, and I mixed in the birthday cake. My mom got me groceries the other week. Like I had a random Instacart. I think she knows Lex has been busy. But it's just like the fresh ground almond butter, and it's so good. So I have that, and honestly, this protein, I have never been more grateful for it. Yesterday, I was just thinking about this when my stomach blew up. It was after I had half of one of those instant protein shakes, and protein quality is so important. And I think because I've been having such high quality protein with minimal ingredients, my body's used to it. That is just a hypothesis. Because also when I was in San Diego, I had some whey protein powder that Melissa had, and it really hurt my stomach. And I can have dairy and stuff, but yeah. So anyways, if you want a gut-friendly protein, hit this up. It also doesn't taste like plants and butthole. So I'm going to eat this. And then once I finish this, I've been on one with these nightcaps, which I think I showed in my last video. And I was like, oh no, they have THC. And then I was like laughing about it on my story, and Kieran was like, oh, it's actually not enough that it is gonna make you high. I don't take them every night because I don't like becoming reliant on anything. Sleep ever. But I took one of these last night. Best sleep ever. And I took it a couple days last week when I was coming back to Central Time from Pacific because my body didn't realize it was time to go to bed. Slept so well. So it's just CBD, hemp extract, CBN, and I guess a little bit of THC. But yeah, these are magical. So I'm gonna finish this, and then I like to take these 30 minutes before bed. So I'm gonna take this, and usually it takes me a little bit longer to like fall asleep, but that will have me like super zen. Let's talk blood work. I hope you guys enjoyed the full day of eating. I don't remember if I said it in that video, but the day before I experienced like the worst bloating and digestive discomfort I've ever experienced. Like I couldn't do anything all day. So the day of eating you just saw was very, very focused on just whole nutrient dense foods. And I do think I mentioned that in the last clip, but my blood work was not bad by any means. All of my like reproductive hormones were a little bit lower than I would like to see. But I did get this blood work right after my period. So knowing what I know about my cycle, it's not really worrisome. But some of the issues that I saw could be centered around my gut. And I did get this blood work a few days after I had had a celiac flare up. And when you have celiac, it's an autoimmune disease. So it's not just like, oh, like when you're lactose intolerant, dairy makes your stomach hurt. No, when you have celiac, it basically makes your small intestine super inflamed. And it can cause a variety of symptoms, all related to symptoms of like if you had a really unhealthy gut microbiome. Things like having a weak immune system, which I did get sick after. Things like bloating, right? Things like being very sensitive to a lot of foods, inflammation, just difficulty absorbing nutrients, which when I was diagnosed, I only found out because I have to get a bunch of autoimmune testing done because of my diabetes and the celiac one, whatever is off when you have celiac, came back positive, and it was so just not expected that I got tested a few times, went and got a biopsy, but that is the only way I would have known is my body wasn't absorbing nutrients. And I was just like very small. I kind of had like a grayish tint to my skin. I hadn't grown much. I was this big, which all like wasn't super abnormal in my family. But when I started eating gluten-free, I shot up. I think I grew 4 or 5, maybe 6 inches in a year. It was crazy. It can take weeks. Some people say it takes a few months for all of the consequences and side effects of a celiac flare-up to wear off. I think that my gut microbiome got very imbalanced, and then I was going through a lot of stress just with family stuff and also just like traveling, not sleeping as much. Things that like weren't necessarily mentally stressful, but stressful on my body, right? My cholesterol was high by 1 point, okay? And I'm typically not super concerned about cholesterol, especially if it's HDL cholesterol, that's your good cholesterol. And my LDL cholesterol was a little bit high. So that is your bad cholesterol. High cholesterol does run in my family. But what I will say is a lot of people would freak out about that and be like, I can't eat any foods with cholesterol. I can't eat fat. Whatever it might be, whatever beliefs you have. I can't eat eggs is one of the ones I hate. Those actually will really help with your good cholesterol. I think I just need to incorporate more omega-3s are going to help with that. So more omega-3 fats. And again, it's like not really worrisome to me at all. My vitamin D was a little bit low, which is very, very common. Unless you're outside like all the time, it's gonna be low. So I'm gonna supplement with that. And you want to take vitamin D with vitamin K. It's going to help your body absorb the vitamin D. My insulin was low. Fancy that. But the other things that were off, and they weren't out of range. Again, like if I ordered this blood work and gave it to a doctor, they'd be like, you're good. Which is why, I was going to say why I don't give it to a doctor, but why it's really important to just have someone who really, really understands all aspects of internal health, right? Think about it. Doctors are just really, really focused on one thing. And for like the general population, in range is like good enough. But if you really want to feel your best, it's not. Yeah, my estrogen was very much at the lower end. And it was my follicular phase. So it's expected to be lower, but it was like very much on the cusp. And the other thing was my thyroid was a bit low. So just for example, it says the range is 9.2 to 24.1, and mine was 12.8. So most people will be like, that's fine. For me, I know my thyroid is not usually that low, and your thyroid can be impacted by dieting for a long time, under eating, which I have not been doing, but your thyroid hormones are produced in your gut. And I've always, and like everyone in my family has a little bit lower estrogen, so I'm not super concerned about it. Typically with gut stuff, think about it this way. If you have a slow gut, your liver function is not optimized, okay? So your liver function is impaired. Your liver is what secretes excess estrogen. So if you have impaired liver function, oftentimes you'll have a lot of estrogen, which makes it very hard to lose weight. It honestly can just have a lot of side effects as far as like really bad periods. You've probably heard of estrogen dominance. Progesterone was fine for the follicular phase. It was 0.6. The range for your follicular phase is 0.1 to 0.9, which is really cool because I think I got my blood work when I was trying to get my period back. And like after prep, it was non-existent. It was 0.1. So it's cool to see that has gotten that much better. But the thyroid is what has me thinking that something was off in my gut. And then the other things that I typically would look at, like my cortisol could be a little bit better. It was 11.3, which I would never be like worried about that. It could be a little bit better, but it's honestly been a lot worse when I've gotten it tested before. My testosterone was a little bit lower than when I gotten it tested before. Still not low. A lot of women don't realize as a female you need testosterone, and if you have very low testosterone, that will make it very hard to lose weight. It'll make you very, very lethargic, very tired, low energy, difficult to recover. But my adrenal function was fine, which we measure by looking at DHEA. Cortisol was fine. So it really was just hormone-wise. Things weren't like as high as I would necessarily like them, but also like not necessarily worrisome. It really is the thyroid that kind of makes me think that my gut is impaired, along with just like all the digestive issues that I'm having. But before I go get like a GI map or a test to be like, what's wrong with my gut, I'm just gonna do all the basic things to optimize it. So really focusing on nutrient diversity, whole foods, meal timing, and my circadian rhythm. So not eating super close when I go to bed, eating breakfast, coffee after breakfast, like all those little habits. So there's that. I hope that was helpful. If you feel like something's off, something probably is off. Like I said, I got this blood work not thinking anything was off. And nothing was really, but hopefully it's helpful with me walking you through that. And with that, comment, share, like, subscribe, let me know what you want to see, and I'll see you in the next video.